What's up, pranksters? Well, as you can see, I got a whole bunch of candy here on the table because this was one of the most requested videos actually. A lot of people wanted me to do some candy pranks, so that's what I'm gonna do in this video. Check it out. What I have here is a Lollipop. These are really good and a lot of people love them. Well, if you want to play a little prank on one of your friends, basically grab a Lollipop like this one that's tightly sealed and intact, and just bang it with the hammer. Now, since I don't have a hammer, I'm gonna use one of my weights, but you guys will get the idea. Lay the Lollipop on a surface and take your hammer and just hit it till it breaks. I'm gonna do this on the floor, but this is just the example. I cracked it pretty good. It's been broken up into pieces. Now you can't tell by looking at it, but if you were to feel it, yeah, you guys can hear that sound of it, of those little pieces rubbing against each other. Just give it to your friend or buy a whole bag and do this to all of them. Mess them up a little. I bought a whole bag for $1 so it doesn't really hurt. You know, give out this broken Lollipop so when they open them, oh no, look at that. You can get a little laugh out of this. Once you're done with the Lollipop, you should have a stick like this. Trim it a little. So you shorten the stick. Then just grab a table tennis ball with tape, attach it to the Lollipop stick. This is what it should look like. And then just cover it up with the wrapper. Of course, the table tennis ball is bigger than the wrapper, so I'm just gonna use another wrapper that I had from a previous Lollipop. And this is just the example. You can get something smaller than this. That way you can sell the prank even better. And by the time you're done, this is what it should look like. It looks like a regular Lollipop, of course bigger than the actual one that I showed you earlier, but you can still pass this off as a Lollipop, and even the tennis ball is a bit heavy, so it actually feels like a Lollipop. So you can trick your friend into thinking, oh wow, a Lollipop, and this one looks big, I'm gonna get it and eat it. You're just gonna set them up for a big disappointment, because when they open it, oh no, it's just this white ball with a stick. They'll probably just toss it. I don't know if you pranksters have ever eaten this type of candy, but this is what I grew up with. I would buy this from the ice cream truck all the time. What it is, it's a liquid candy. It's a bit spicy, kind of sour. At the same time, it's also sweet. So basically, you just crack open the top, the pointy top, and you have this. This is like a little nozzle. Basically, you squeeze it, and the candy comes out like that. Simple, right? Well, we're gonna prank somebody with this. Grab a straw and trim it to the right size, which should be about the length of the container, all the way to the very top right here. Simply just pop off the nozzle. But once you do get it off, this is what it should look like. Basically just stick the straw in there. The straw basically reaches the top, so just put the nozzle back on. Now when your victim tries to get some candy out of that container and squeezes the bottle, they won't be able to because the straw's in there. They won't know what's going on. They think, well, the bottles must be stiff or something, but these bottles are really soft and you can squeeze them easily. It's just gonna frustrate them. One of the best parts about making prank videos that involve food, or in this case candy, is that I get to eat it. And like right now, I just finished off this bottle. And the reason why I ate it is because we need the bottle to be empty. We're gonna put something in there and pass it off as candy. And if you guys took notice, the candy was red, kind of like a hot sauce type of color. So I have a bottle of hot sauce here, and what I'm gonna do is fill it up with it. And then just put the nozzle back on. And that's it, pranksters. If you look at the bottle, it looks like a normal bottle of candy. And your victim will be like, candy. And look at that, it looks really good. So they'll just lick it. The best part is that they won't know it's not candy until it's in their mouth. So that's a fun way to get them. I'd always try to match the color of the hot sauce to the candy. And of course, if you can find the hottest sauce, even better. Now, I know you guys know what these are. These are Jolly Ranchers, and these are actually one of my favorite types of candies. What I like about these is that they come in different flavors and of course, different colors, such as purple, red, green. So what we're gonna do here is eat the candy. So basically unwrap the candy, but don't tear the wrappers. Gently remove the candy. Since this one is purple, we're gonna try to match it with one of these play noodles, which by the way come in the same size as the Jolly Ranchers. So here's green for some of the green candies, but what we're looking for is purple. Here's the purple one. These noodles are made of foam and are really lightweight. So put the noodle inside the wrapper and then just, pass it off as candy. So here are some of the examples. Blue for blue, and when the candy's by itself, it looks like a regular piece of Jolly Rancher. Once they have the candy in their hand, they'll be able to know it's fake. So there's no way they would think it's actual candy, so hopefully they don't put it in their mouth. It's just a good way to mess with them. If you have a bowl of candy, you make it seem like there's a bunch of candy in there, and all of them might be just these foam noodles, and people would be trying to sort out which are the real ones and which are the fake ones. Here is a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. If you've never tried these, you're missing out because these are delicious. So let's say this is your victim's favorite candy bar. Gently open up the wrapper. Obviously don't tear it because we'll be putting it back in there. Try to get the peanut butter cup out of there. And this is what it looks like. Remove this little wrapper also. Like this. Grab yourself a knife and cut off the top. So basically cut off 2/3 off the peanut butter cup. Once you've cut off the top of the peanut butter cup, you're left with the top and the bottom. So the bottom you guys can eat because it's really good, and you're not gonna really need it. What I have here are some floor protectors, and I'm gonna use 3 of those just to fill in the gap that we just removed. Now, these are made of cork, so they're lightweight. Put a small one in there first, followed by a medium size, and then a large one. And no, this does not look like a peanut butter cup yet, until we add the other piece on top. Gently place it on top of the floor protectors, then try to attach the wrapper back onto the peanut butter cup. It helps when it's melted or just a little. The last step is to put it inside the original wrapper, and that should be like the easiest part, because this wrapper right here, all you gotta do is reassemble it, and that's it, pranksters. Once they open this and take out the candy, to their disappointment, it's only gonna be 1/3 of a Reese's peanut butter cup and 2/3 of floor protectors. Yeah, that's gonna suck for them. This next prank, you're also gonna need a chocolate bar, and 3 Musketeers is pretty good, and a lot of people eat these. So just try to take out the candy bar as best you can. You don't necessarily have to worry about not tearing the wrapper, but try to keep it intact for the most part. So then just slide it out. About halfway, light a lighter and try to melt the bottom just a little, just to soften the chocolate. What I have here is a spicy pepper, which I've used before if you've seen my pizza pranks. So just stick it in there and push it in as much as you can, and then just spread the chocolate to cover up the pepper. You don't necessarily have to do your best at this because nobody really looks at the bottom. We all know that. As you guys can tell from all my pranks, all the pranks start from the bottom. So let that dry and then push it back in the wrapper. Now the way you sell this prank is you tell your friend, hey man, I was about to eat this candy bar, but I'm kind of full. You want to finish it off? And who's gonna pass up a chocolate bar? Not me. I definitely grab that chocolate and start eating it. So if your friend is anything like me, he'll probably grab it and take a bite. And of course the chili pepper will be the main surprise here. Here I got some Mentos and some sweet tarts. I personally like the sweet tarts because just like its name, it's sweet and tart. But the main reason I like these is the way that they're packaged. They come in the form of a roll, which is awesome because we're gonna use this to set up a prank. Sadly, we're not gonna use the sweet tarts because it's just too big. But the Mentos will do just fine. Take out the Mentos. Again, do not hurt the wrapper. The wrapper needs to stay intact. Perfect. Now that you got that out of the way, take out all the candies from inside. You can eat these or you can save them for later. Do whatever you want with them. What I have here is a roll of pennies, about 50 cents worth. So just put the roll inside the wrapper like this. It's pretty obvious that the roll of pennies is smaller than the actual Mentos. So you can either add more pennies to it, like I'm about to do, because I have an extra roll of pennies, or you can just leave it as is. But me, I'm gonna try to fill up the whole thing, about 10 to 15 pennies. all the way to the very top. Once you have the pennies in there, close up the wrapper, tighten the seal that's on there also. Use tape if you need to, like I do, and you're done. And there it is, pranksters. This prank is really awesome because it does weigh just as much as the Mentos did. And also, there's so many ways you can prank people with this. Let's say your friend is gonna walk through a metal detector and you tell him, hey, can you hold on to my Mentos? And tell him to put them in his pockets. Of course, candies will not set off a metal detector, but pennies will. And at that point, you're gonna get your friend and he's gonna try to figure out, well, what's wrong? I only have those Mentos in my pocket. And it's also funny because let's say your friend is craving Mentos, so he sees the roll of Mentos there, he's gonna be like, Mentos. So he's gonna open up the wrapper. And oh damn, instead of Mentos he gets pennies. Well, at least he has enough money to go get some Mentos now, right? Pretty funny prank. These are red vines. They look like Twizzlers. Not my favorite kind of candy, but nonetheless they're still candy, and we're gonna booby trap them. So grab a pair of scissors and cut off the tip on one side just a little bit, because these red vines, they're hollow inside. Or you can actually use these as a straw. And if you recall from my previous prank, I filled the container with some hot sauce. And now I'm gonna take the hot sauce from this container and fill up the red vine with it. Of course, you can be a good friend and actually use the real candy, and that'll be a good deed. But no, we can't do that. We're evil. So we're gonna fill up the red vine with that hot sauce. Try not to overflow though. Once you think you filled up the red vine to capacity, then you're almost done. Wipe off the tip of the red vine. Take a lighter and begin to burn the tip. And then just squeeze it together. Once it starts to melt, squeeze it together to tighten it and create a seal like the one on the bottom. Of course, you're gonna have to get rid of the burnt marks because you don't want to raise any suspicions. But that's pretty much it, pranksters. You just filled up a red vine with hot sauce. I put it back in the bag. This is gonna be like a random prank unless you want to fill all the red vines with hot sauce. But that's it. You leave the red vine in there, and next person that grabs it will be in for a surprise. Just like the rest of these pranks, they never know what they're really gonna get. This is what the red vine looks like when you cut it. Have you guys ever tried this candy? It's really good. I actually used to eat this a lot when I was a little kid. I know it's got like a weird rocket shape, but don't judge a book by its cover. This stuff is really good. Pop open the top. It's got a bunch of little holes in it, and obviously you can see the candy already trying to come out. So basically the way you take out the candy is you push down, and then the candy surfaces. Of course, the more you push down, the more candy comes out, and eventually once you get to the bottom, that pretty much tells you that you're out of candy. So the way we're gonna booby trap this bottle is to get rid of the candy. I am just gonna push down on this and take out as much candy as I can. Yeah, pranksters, this stuff is really good. Although you guys think I'm being wasteful with these candies, I'm not. I will eat these, believe me, I will. Yeah, so I just took out as much as I possibly could, and I'm gonna just get rid of the top. Now here's the hard part about doing this prank. Actually pulling back on the plastic bottom, because it's kind of hard because the candy is very sticky. Just try to pull it back all the way till you pop it open. Now this is what you want. As you can see, the holes are right there. We actually want to cover those holes. So we're gonna take some of the candy and cover those holes. Just get a little bit. Just cover up those holes. It's time to fill up the inside with whatever you want. And of course, I would use hot sauce. You guys can use anything else, such as whipped cream or something worse. Maybe wasabi. That would really piss somebody off if you use wasabi. But like I said, use whatever you want. Me, I'm gonna use regular water because I actually wanna make a mess. Just fill up the container. Once you filled up the container, put the bottom piece back in there. And that's it, pranksters. Just clean it off so it doesn't look that bad. And I'm gonna show you an example of what could happen. Well, here's a demo for this prank. This is what's gonna happen when they push down on the bottle. So obviously they're gonna want some candy, so they're gonna push on this. and that happens. It's gonna squirt them right in the face. It's really funny. And yeah, see, even the camera got wet. And I really recommend you guys try this prank. So those are the candy pranks I came up with. I hope you guys liked them. Hopefully they're not too hard for you guys to try out on your friends and family. If you did enjoy at least one of them, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you subscribe, it will really help me out. And if you're scared to subscribe because of this mask, then you're missing out, my friend. If you enjoy watching pranks and learning how to do them, subscribe, because that's what my channel is all about. Of course, hacks also, but I haven't done a hack video in a while and I need to get back to doing those. In the comment section below, please leave me more suggestions as to what I should do next. You guys asked for candy pranks and I delivered. Let me know what I should do next. And you know what, guys? Maybe one day when I have 1 million subscribers, I won't need this anymore. We'll see about that. For now, thank you guys for sticking around and watching my videos. I'll see you guys next time. In this video, I'm gonna show you 5 pranks you can do on friends and family using their phones. All we need to do is cover the lens like this. Draw a little dot over the lens. Once you have tied it onto the phone case, it should look like this. Take a large piece of tape and cover as much of the phone as you can. So go ahead, place a cardboard phone inside the case like this. It actually looks like there's a phone in there, right?